What's up, Toy Fam, and welcome back to your Totally Cool channel. We're going back to Cybertron, where everything started. Our toy collection started with the War for Cybertron Siege Thundercracker, if I'm not mistaken, the blue one. And it went down, we went down a rabbit hole that we have not seen the end of yet. But unfortunately, we're in a different part of the house where we're filled with G.I. Joes. We're also going to feature them in our future episodes, so stay tuned. But right now, we have a two-part feature, and this is going to be focused on two of the most, arguably the hardest to find as a set items from the War for Cybertron trilogy line. And none other than the Decepticon Runamuck and the Decepticon Runabout. Runamuck is easier to find. I've seen him in stores when they first came out. Runabout, however, was, I think, an exclusive. I'll double check on that. I think it was an exclusive, so it was harder to find. Now, just to set your expectation, we are opening already open boxes. I've checked them, but I'm a mint inside sealed box collector, so I have another set that's unopened, untouched, and I'm keeping it that way. But for now, for you, we are featuring these two. For this episode, we are looking at Runamuck. So, put this guy aside. Let's focus on this guy. Let's take a closer look. So before we take a look at the figure, let's look at the box. This came out before Hasbro started experimenting with a windowless packaging, or the plasticless packaging. So it had a clear window that showed you what action figure really was inside. So that's Runamuck. And right in front it says WFC 37, E37, which means he's Earthrise 37. And see the white car, a white robot. That's Runamuck with a Cybertron calligraphy. Earthrise Transformers. And on the right panel, it's slightly slanted. You see a nice artwork of Runamuck. And just amazing box art. On the right side, on the left-hand panel, you have your War for Cybertron. I think it's this is like a mural or something. I don't know. And on the back, it shows. Looks like this guy came from Japan or China. I don't know. Probably even Korea. I don't know what. But Runamuck, it kind of covers how many steps does it take to transform him, but we'll find that out when we open him up. This is Runamuck's white car, the blasters on his hand, the blasters on top of the roof, and that's Runamuck. So that's it for the box. Let's open him up. So as I said earlier, this is already an open package, and I opened him up from the bottom. So let's see what's inside the packaging. So there's a nice backdrop. Let's pull everything out. It's a nice backdrop you can use probably as a background when you display him. I will show you that later. For those of you who saw the Silverhawks episode, that's the same concept. You have the manual, and according to the manual, it takes how many steps to get him from robot mode to his alternate mode. 16 steps. 16 nice crisp steps to get him to his alt mode. So that is the manual. Let's set the box aside. So enough with the stuff that comes with it. Let's look at why we are all watching this video. And this is Runamuck. I know I said it, I've taken him out, but clamshell is still amazingly tight. A nice itty bitty blaster. Okay, itty bitty blaster, and I no longer have to cut the ties because he's already unlocked. So that is Runamuck. He's about how many inches is this? Probably about 6 inches. He's a 6-inch figure, given that he's a deluxe class, and that's a Decepticon emblem right on his chest. And let's look. The gold accent is really just popping. You see gold accents all around, and you'll see that even closer when we transform him. But you see gold highlights on the paneling. Same thing here. These are probably the fenders because you see the curve for the tires. These are for the doors probably. We'll get to that when we transform him. And then you have a little bit of yellowing on the shoulders. I don't know what's wrong with the Hasbro production, but I've seen yellowing in a lot of places. So you see yellowing on the shoulders, on the head, and some probably here. But this is the original color, the one that's on the cab. It's a little more of a pearl white or a little bit of a matte white, which is in contrast with this turning beige-like color. But all in all, it stands pretty well. Looks cool. They hide the transformation nicely, and it doesn't take a lot to make him stand. It doesn't take a lot. It's just pretty sturdy, probably because of the two things on the back which allow you to really put him up. The only issue I have with this is that you see a lot of these empty spaces where it allows for the transformation to be done. Or these are the, it looks like some kind of cutouts or whatever. They have a term for this. I haven't. It's at the tip of my tongue, but yeah, it's kind of empty. It doesn't look as, hey, it's a, or I'm doing something wrong. I think. Oh yeah. Okay, that's me. That's me. Yeah, if you put that like this. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It only goes so far. It can only, really? Really? It can only go that far? Even if it goes that far, you see, that's empty. That's empty. Okay. We're not going to go too deep into the history of Run Amok. If I'm not mistaken, he's not G1. Okay, so there's not a lot of history there. I'm not really sure where he was in the War for Cybertron trilogy, but he's probably somewhere there. But there has been a lot of characters released in the toy line that we did not see in the animated feature or in the trilogy. So he may be one of them. I may be wrong. I'll put it down in the comment box. Or if you guys know where he showed up or where you saw him, please put it in the comment box so we can go and rewatch that episode and we can put that in and see where Runamuck or even Runabout was featured on the War for Cybertron trilogy. But that being said, as a toy, he's pretty cool. Okay, so let's do a full-on toy review in a quick bit. So blink and I'm back. So you see, the backdrop does work. It's a nice touch. So not everything goes to waste. You have the box with the nice box art. You have the back that acts as a backdrop. Clamshell is probably the only thing to go, but you need it if you want to put it back in the box and store it like that. If you don't want to put it out on the if you don't want to put it out on a shelf where it can gather dust and you want to protect it with the box, keep the clamshell. Other people display it on their shelves like this. I display it on my shelf like this. So even if it's opened, I do display it from time to time, but not a lot of them are displayed that way. So that being said, how does it look on my shelf? As is tradition for this channel, we rate our toys. Not for anything else, but because we want to see others who might be interested in it. Okay, top of my mind, first touch, first look, first impression, 4 out of 5. Amazingly 4 out of 5. Now, yeah, you might be saying that, yeah, this part is lazy and it's just right there. It's not seamless or it's not clean transformation, but what is? You already have robots turning into into cars or what have you, and turning back into robots, and what more do you want, right? So 4 out of 5 first impression. Yellowing though bothers me. The quality of the yellowing bothers me, but not a touch, because it might even blend well to the gold touches on the other parts of the car, or when he's in alt mode. So he's fine. He's fine. In terms of price point, initially when War for Cybertron deluxe figures came out, they were about $20, or in the Philippines it was about 999. Yeah, almost 1,000 pesos. And then they went up to 1,200. Now they're about, I think, 1,699, 1,700. So the price keeps going up. Now this figure, the first one I got was about 1,000, yeah, 1,200, because that came late in the game, but still pretty cheap. Right now, I've not looked at his current price, but it's probably gone up because of rarity. It's even more expensive when you partner him or you pair him with a harder to find runabout. But all in all, prices, I think, the original price point, 999, was a steal. The current price, probably about 1,500, 1,600, is a little bit too high for deluxe. But if you're a collector or completist like me, you'd probably pay it through the nose. So I'd still pay, if I didn't have this and I saw this on the list, I would probably pay 1,600 for this, just because it's a nice little toy and it's got a nice look to it. The black blaster contrasts with the white, almost all white look, so it's pretty cool. In terms of desk appeal or shelf appeal, yeah, it pops. It pops. The very minimal red accent on the taillight, the gold trim. It's simple. It's nice. It's clean. I would love to have this on my shelf full time, or put it on your desk when you're working and work your worries away. But yeah, I'd give this a. I'm sorry. Going back to the price, I'd probably give it back. Older price, it was a 4.5. The current price, 3, maybe 2.5. But for shelf appeal, I'd give this guy a 3.5, a solid 3.5. He's not fancy, he's not over the top, he's not loud, but he's cool. All in all, for this toy, I would give this a solid 3.5, a 3.5. I don't want to go into the G1 appeal because he's not G1. I may be wrong. Again, I may be wrong. I'm not a Transformers Cybertron guru. But if you guys have any comments, leave them in the comment box. I'd love to hear from you. I'd like to know your input. So this is not G1. So G1 it drops off to maybe a 1 or a 0 stars. But overall, it's a solid 3.5. So if you are a Transformers fan, if you love the War for Cybertron toy line, if you love the War for Cybertron trilogy on Netflix, this is a must-have. Now, if you have to pay through the nose for it, then I suggest you wait on deals. You never know when somebody might actually sell the set. for a back in the box price, which is gonna cost you about 1,200. So if you don't mind paying the price, go for it. If you want to wait, there's probably somebody who's gonna who's gonna be willing to let go of it for a smaller amount. So with that, we end this episode of War for Cybertron Earthrise Runamuck. And don't forget to click on like if you like this video, and don't forget to hit subscribe for more content. Hit that bell button so you would be reminded or alerted if we post new stuff. If you're on Facebook, hit the follow, and leave a comment if there's anything more that you want to see, or if there's any comment that you have, if there's any insight that you have about this toy and all the others we've featured in the past. With that, I say thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode, and happy collecting.